Hey there, my name is Veritech, and this is How to Overwatch for Beginners, a series focused on helping players build a good foundation of habits to improve their play within the game. In this episode, we're going to be breaking down Reaper. Hellfire Shotguns is his primary fire. Reaper alternates fire from each of his twin hand cannons. Each one holds 4 rounds, and when consumed he will drop them and immediately reload. Also note, Reaper has no right mouse button action. His passive ability is the Reaping. When enemies die, they drop a soul orb that Reaper can collect to replenish a portion of his health bar. Wraith form is his shift key. Reaper shifts into an ethereal form where he receives no damage and cannot attack. He is also able to pass through enemies, and it lasts for 3 seconds. Shadow Step is the E key. Reaper will queue up a teleport to a specific destination a short distance away. Activating the E key again will teleport him to that location. This ability is useful for getting on top of roofs and upper floors of maps easily. Also be advised that the enemy team can see where you are aiming the ability, so try and keep it out of the line of sight. Reaper's ultimate is the Death Blossom. It's the Q key. Upon activation, he will rapidly empty his shotguns in all directions at range, dealing incredible damage in a 3-second burst. This ability deals 600 damage to anyone who is caught for the entire duration, and will result in an instant death to enemy players who are slow to react. Also note that the ability slows Reaper's movement speed by a significant amount, and makes him an easy target for a kill while channeling the ability. And now, the general how-to for Reaper. He's a fairly straightforward damage dealer. He excels at close-range combat, and suffers from extreme damage fall-off on his shotguns at range. He also performs really well at flanking the enemy team and providing disruption and chaos. The fact that he wields shotguns means accuracy is not a premium for him. He's more of a spray and pray type offensive character because of the large spray pattern of his guns. But the more accurate your shots, the more damage he'll dish out. He can easily 2 to 3 shot any non-tank character in close range combat, and his Wraith form provides a quick escape when you find yourself needing to make a getaway. Be advised, however, that with his affinity for close quarters combat, and a fairly long cooldown on Wraith form, you need to time it well to escape. Reaper also has one of the largest health pools in the game for damage dealers at 250 hit points. Even so, he can't take a ton of punishment, so time your openings well and try to avoid the front lines unless your tanks and siege characters have softened up the enemy a bit. The rampage potential increases tenfold when you're suddenly staring at 3 opponents at half health. Shadow Step in a direction behind them, but out of line of sight, and just wreak havoc on health bars. Also, it's sometimes difficult to gauge when it's an optimal time to use Death Blossom. The ultimate has a built-in delay, so it doesn't activate right away. It's about a half a second of delay. The best time to use it is when you're in an elevated position above the enemy. Upon activation, the opponent will hear a very recognizable die, 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 and immediately turn on you. Instead, activate the Death Blossom and then drop on the enemy team. That way you're doing damage before you even hit the ground, and will have a much better chance at dropping at least 1 or 2 enemies. Also, much like I mentioned in my Tracer how-to video, don't get sucked into going for the 3 to 5 kill play of the game level Death Blossom. Contrary to what is represented in the community, those are fairly rare to pull off successfully because, as I mentioned while covering his skills, Death Blossom looks and sounds cool, but it slows Reaper's movement speed considerably and leaves him wide open to a counterattack. Also, pay attention to the enemy composition. A Zarya can ruin your day with her shields if she has a decent amount of awareness. A Winston can also drop his shield over you and bubble the damage, thus protecting his team from your wrath. And a Reinhardt can just swat away any carnage you may potentially dish out with his boat of a shield he totes around. Mei can put a wall between you and her team, and a Genji can just yawn as he deflects all of the ultimate damage back into your face, resulting in your death instead of the enemy team's. So in summary, Reaper excels when attacking from the rear. He's good at engaging and can be sneaky on the retreat. His ability to cripple an enemy team is almost unmatched, and he has one of the most satisfying ultimates in the game to land. I find myself having an immense feeling of satisfaction after timing it perfectly and watching the enemy team just fall over, lifeless. Reaper is a character that rewards individuals tenfold who practice just a little bit of patience and awareness. When you see an opening, jump into it and watch the enemy just die, die, die. Again, my name is Veritech. If you feel this was helpful, feel free to like and subscribe, and be sure to tune into my live stream daily for some application of what I just shared. We'll see you on the field of battle, and remember, the world could always use more heroes.
Haven't I killed you somewhere before?